Okay, guys, here's another sad story about a girl named Lisa Marie Velasquez. She was 25, found in two parks in the Bronx last week. A woman's boyfriend beat her best friend to death with a hammer before the couple dismembered the body, stuffed the remains in plastic bags, and dumped them in New York City parks. Daquan Wheeler, 31, and his girlfriend, Sierra Martinez, 30, were arrested and charged after Lisa Marie Velasquez's remains were discovered in Katona Park and near the pier in Barretto Point Park in the Bronx last week. Authorities had released a sketch to identify the dismembered body. Unbelievable. Martinez, as she was being led out by police Wednesday night, told reporters that Velasquez was her best friend. Really? She was my best friend. I loved her, Martinez says. I don't know any friends who kill their friends and then dismember their body parts, but whatever. Human remains in plastic bags found in two New York parks, believed to be the same woman. Wheeler and Martinez were in their Bronx apartment when they got into a heated argument, authorities said. Martinez called Velasquez to the apartment where Wheeler allegedly bludgeoned the 25-year-old with a hammer. Martinez helped dispose of her best friend's body, the police say. It is unclear when the incident occurred, but last Friday, part of Velasquez's remains were discovered in Katona Park. Police initially received a call of a suspicious package, but discovered two black bags with human body parts. On Tuesday, a passerby spotted a foot sticking out of a plastic bag by the boardwalk that washed ashore in Barretto Point Park, about 3 miles away from the initial grisly discovery. Cops arrived at the scene and discovered a leg and a foot inside a bag. A second bag with human parts was also discovered at the scene. Police released a sketch after the first set of remains in the plastic bags was located last Friday. Wheeler was charged with murder, manslaughter, concealment of a human corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and criminal possession of a weapon. The NYPD said Martinez faces... Hold on, guys. You know, my phone sometimes shuts off in the middle of me reading something, which seriously sucks, but it is what it is. Okay. Martinez faces charges of criminal felicitation, hindering prosecution, concealment of a human corpse, conspiracy with tampering with physical evidence. Wheeler has a past criminal history that included burglary, robbery charges. He has been arrested 6 times since 2002 and was on parole until 2019 for a recent prison stint at the time of Velasquez's alleged murder. He was convicted in 2008 of attempted second-degree murder and sentenced to 7 years in prison. Records provided by New York State Department Corrections and Community Supervisors stated. Velasquez's aunt, Jacqueline Perez, tearfully recalled her last memory of Velasquez. The way she was tortured, for Christ's sake, she didn't deserve that. She told the news station, the last thing my mother remembers is this coming, grabbing her bag and being in a rush, says that she had to go help her friend that was in danger and she ran out of the house. That's the last thing she said. So basically, she dies, okay, because she went to help her friend, which is really makes it all the more worse. And what makes the story even more interesting, tragedy revisited, photos shown slain woman mourning her mom's murder as a kid, okay? Lisa Marie Velasquez mourning her deceased mother with her siblings in 2006. Heartbreaking photos show the slain dismemberment Bronx woman as a 12-year-old girl mourning the murder of her pregnant mother in 2006. Lisa Marie Velasquez can be seen in one of the images posing with her 2 younger siblings in front of her mother's open casket. The children are seen wearing matching rest in peace shirts for their mother, Marilyn Janelle. Velasquez was savagely murdered at age 25 in the Bronx last week and chopped up by her pal's boyfriend. According to police, her body parts were found stuffed in black trash bags and dumped around 2 parks. The young woman's mother, Janelle, 36, was stabbed and strangled while 9 months pregnant with her ex-boyfriend, Robert Kolosky, as Vasquez and her 2 siblings, David and Vanessa, watched in horror at her family's home. Janelle was only days away from giving birth to a daughter when Kolosky, along with his ex-wife Maria, killed Janelle in a dispute over money, police said at the time. A 12-year-old Velasquez described the post how Kolosky even robbed the children of $35 in allowance money before fleeing. "I wanted to buy the baby a crib," a sobbing Velasquez told the Post. "They even stole our cell phone so we couldn't call for help." He said, "Where's your money at?" And I said, "Why do I have to tell you?" Then he said, "You keep on talking to me like that, you're going to end up like your mother." That's nice. Okay, hold on. As Kolosky dragged the children's mother into the bedroom before her death, she screamed out to her kids that she'd always loved them. Kolosky and his former wife were charged with murder March 30, 2006, in Velasquez's killing her pal Sierra Martinez, 30, and Martinez's boyfriend, 31, were charged with her murder, as we've just went through before that. Here it says her best friend was in trouble, so she ran to her rescue and ended up dead. New York Chief of Detectives Dermot Shea said that Valezquez called 911 from the couple's first-floor apartment on Longfellow Avenue in Longwood on August 22nd to report a domestic dispute involving Martinez, Wheeler, and their child. She called reporting what she was claiming as a kidnapping, and a kidnapping turning out to be the father of the child, removing the child from the home. Lord. The 911 call lasted about 5 minutes. Wheeler was not at the home when the police arrived and took the incident report. By the time Wheeler returned, the cops were gone, and that's when he allegedly went after Velasquez, whacking her in the head with a hammer and then bringing her to the bathroom where he dismembered her body. "If you don't help me cut up the body, I'm going to kill you and your kids," Wheeler told his girlfriend Martinez, who was present inside the apartment the whole time, according to sources. Investigators believe Martinez partook in the dismembering of Velasquez and may have been forced to, police said. Cops believe a machete and a cleaver was used through the murder. Weapons have yet to be discovered. Sources say Wheeler was enraged that Velasquez called 911 on him because he had been fighting with Martinez. At some point, Velasquez's body was removed from the home near Aldous Street. Her lower torso and head were found dumped in 2 separate plastic bags about 2 miles away at Cadona Park on August 24, 2018. And then on Tuesday, 3 bags containing other pieces of her were discovered in the water underneath a pier in Beretta Park in Hunts Point, police said. 2 arms and legs were found in the bags. The city medical examiner's office determined that the victim had been beaten to death and suffered multiple blunt impact injuries of the head with skull fractures. Wheeler and Martinez were charged early Thursday in connection to Velasquez's murder. They were both charged with murder, manslaughter, concealment of a human corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and criminal possession of a weapon. According to the sources, Wheeler told investigators that Martinez killed Velasquez, but Martinez told the cops that Wheeler did it and she didn't stop him because she was afraid. He said he would kill me too, police sources cite. Police say that Martinez and Wheeler have a history, at least 4 prior domestic incidents. When police searched the couple's apartment, there was a heavy smell of bleach and several paintbrushes, sources said. When Wheeler was 21, he served less than 4 years in state prison for attempted murder. In this case, sources say that Wheeler was stabbed a man with a samurai sword when he tried to rob a man of his wallet in 2006 near the train station in the Bronx. He was released on parole in September of 2012 and then went back to prison in 2015 for attempted burglary, according to State Department of Corrections records. For that charge, Wheeler served less than 2 years behind bars and released on parole in April of 2007. In 2010, Martinez did a 2.5-year prison stint for attempted robbery. She was released parole of February 2013. So as we can see, both these people had a history. Both these people obviously had a history of being violent and on more than one occasion, and was still able to walk the streets. No human being deserves to die this way. People are noting that Velasquez was once an auxiliary officer. Sound familiar to you guys? Perez's sister and Velasquez's mother, Marilyn Janelle, were brutally murdered in front of Velasquez and her 2 siblings 12 years ago. This is the worst. This is worse than what we had to endure with her mother's death. I mean, what are the odds of you dying similar to the way your mother was murdered all those years ago? That's pretty crazy, if you ask me. I'm looking to see if there was any other you know, just saying that history repeated itself. This is just unbelievable. Unfucking real. It's unreal how many people, like, this is the second dismemberment between the Brady, what's her name, Brandy Odom, and now this girl. Like, what is going on? Why are people feeling the need to go to that extreme to kill somebody nowadays? It's not even just killing, it's dismembering and just crazy ass shit. I mean, this is just like, I can't even, like, with this whole dismembering shit. I mean, people are, like, really going that extra mile these days. You guys need to be really careful who you hang out with, and you know, because this is really sad, very sad. And you know, when you put yourself in that situation, do you go into self-preservation mode and save your own ass and participate with your man by dismembering your best friend's body? Or do you say, I'm sorry, I can't do that to my best friend, and end up in some trash bags next to her? I don't think I could help with that, especially if that's one of your best friends and you love them, and you know, I don't think I could partake in it, so I probably would have ended up dead alongside with her. But that's the question here. What would you do? Would you go into self-preservation mode and be scared that you were going to end up like your friend? Or would you find a way to fight back, attack him, and save yourself? That's the question, and it's a great question. And I think I'm going to go live and have a little discussion about this. Just basically, seeing how you guys feel about this situation. Like, what would you have done in this situation? It's very hard to put yourself in that situation to think about what you would have done, or if you were able to do anything but save your own ass. So I'm going to leave it at that. If there is any other updates on this case, I will definitely make another video, let you guys know. But for now, that's the most updated information that is out regarding this case. Thank you guys for listening. Okay, guys, here's another sad story about a girl